What's going on, folks? My name is Joe, aka J to the OE. Welcome back to Joe Eats Games, where we talk about video games, food, nerd stuff, and anything else that's happening in my life. Mario Day is upon us. March 10th. I don't know when they decided to do that. I felt like it was recent, like within 5 or 6 years, that March 10th is going to be Mario Day. But it is upon us. And a lot of other YouTubers are talking about the Mario Day sales, which are great. You should check them out. But I thought I'd do something a little bit different and talk to you about my personal experience with the Italian plumber. So this is my personal Mario retrospective. But before we get into any of that, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments section, what was your favorite Mario game? And what was your first experience with Mario? So Mario has a special place in my heart. Italian plumber, man. My first experience with Mario was Super Mario Brothers for a system called the Family Computer. At least that's what we called it in the Philippines. I mean, it was in the 80s and maybe 1989. Or maybe 1990, but my cousin, we all lived kind of in the same yard, in the same complex. And my cousin had this thing called a family computer. I had no idea what it was, but it had this game where this guy, you were just jumping around and you were crushing these little brown things called Goombas. And I remember I played the first 2 levels, the level where you're in the outworld and the level where you're in the castle, over and over again. That was just my favorite thing to do. And I was enamored with this Italian plumber. And I believe that is my very first video game that I've ever played. And I've actually been searching for like a family computer, or a Famicom, as they say, with Super Mario Brothers. And I still haven't found one on the street. I'm sure I could buy one on eBay, but I really want to find one kind of in the wild sort of thing. And I was supposed to go to Japan with my wife, but it got canceled because we were supposed to go in March of 2020, and something happened then. So I came into this country in 1992. We lived in my cousin's basement for 3 years, from 1992 to 1995, to kind of get, just save up and get life in order, so to speak. And my cousin initially had a Nintendo, and what did they have? Super Mario Brothers 3. Super Mario Brothers 3 was crazy to me. One, because the graphics were so much better already in the NES, in that little system, or in that little game. It was already so much better, and they had the Tanuki suit, which helped you fly. And I thought that was the craziest thing. And so I probably played the first level again or 2, because I really wasn't that good at video games. So I played the first level or 2, flew around, had some fun, and then watched my cousins and my brother and sister play it. And then the Super Nintendo came out, and I was a Genesis kid. We were gifted the Genesis, and we couldn't afford to pay for video games, so we had that Sonic the Hedgehog game for probably a year or 2, and we played the mess out of that thing. But again, my cousins, we were still living with my cousins at the time, and they got Super Mario World. Super Mario World was crazy. Again, the graphics got crisper. There was this dinosaur or dragon that you got to ride called Yoshi, and you could still fly. But this time, it didn't have the Tanuki suit. You had something called a cape. So you flew around in a cape. And again, I wasn't really that good, so I played the first 2 levels of that thing. I never got away from that first island, and yeah, I still loved it. We never had the Nintendo 64, but my youth pastor did, and when we came over, I would play Mario 64, and really, I just mess around. I never did anything that you were supposed to do. I thought it was really fun to just mess with Mario's face in the starting thing, and I couldn't get into 3D Mario. I just, at the time, I was probably, 14, 15, but yeah, I couldn't get into 3D Mario. I didn't like it. And then I was vehemently against GameCube at the time when I worked at Game Crazy, because for some reason we all thought, that was a kid's system and we were too manly, we were too adult to play the GameCube. And so I missed out on Super Mario Sunshine. I got back on the Mario train with the DS. DS had the new Super Mario Brothers, and that was the first Super Mario game that I actually beat all the way through. I played the mess out of that thing because of the mini games with it. Me and my friends would play it all the time and try to beat each other's score, and I was the high score until my buddy James came along and destroyed me. And I never beat him. So I probably put it down because of that. Then, I got married and Nintendo Wii came out, and we got it at some random Black Friday. And then they also had the new Super Mario Brothers, except that you could play with 4 players. So I did that. I loved it. It was chaotic. I never got to beat it. And at the time, that was kind of my Xbox 360 era. And so I traded in my Wii before Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 came out. So I never got the chance to play those games. Then after the Wii, as with everybody else, or lots of other people, I skipped the Wii U. So I never played Super Mario Deluxe and Super Luigi Deluxe. I mean, I have it now. I played a little bit of it. Still couldn't get into it. And then the Switch showed up. The Switch showed up, and I think it was my 3rd game. Nope. It was my 2nd game that I've ever played. The first game that we had was Mario Kart, and then the 2nd game that we played was Super Mario Odyssey. And I finished that all the way through, and I gotta tell you, I've never smiled so much in a video game. Super Mario Odyssey was near perfect, if not perfect, for me. Even that first level with the dinosaur, and you got to be a T-Rex, and at first I thought you being able to possess different Mario characters seems a little bit weird. It still is, but at the end of the day, it was really fun, especially New Donk City. You being able to go from 3D going to the tunnel and do 2D Mario that reminds me of the first Mario I've ever played was very nostalgic. The music was amazing, and yeah, all in all, it's probably my favorite 3D Mario game. Not that I've played a lot of them, but yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully there's a Mario Odyssey 2. And then the last thing, Super Mario Wonder, which came out last year, 2 years ago, and it was wonderful. Again, I smiled from ear to ear. I finished it. My son loves it. He calls it the Elephant Mario game, which is really funny. It's so much fun. It's so whimsical. It's so wonderful. It's so creative. The level design, and back to old school 2D Mario, and man, yeah, I can't wait for more Mario games. I can't wait to play more, and what the Switch 2 will have, a better Mario game. I like that they try new things. I do have Super Mario 3D All-Stars, but I haven't played any of it. I just kind of had it to collect. Well, that's not true. I tried Super Mario 64 again, and I didn't like it. But maybe I'll try Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario Galaxy. I do have Galaxy 2 on the Wii, and so maybe I could try that too. But yeah, Mario, the game character, has a very special place in my heart. And I'm very happy to be in that era of Mario. I mean, I was born in 1985, same year as Mario. And yeah, Super Mario, really special place in my heart. And yeah, I don't know how to end this except Happy Mario Day, and, let me know what your favorite Mario memories are in the comments below. So, I'll see you later, or I'll see you another time.